Metal Tripping. Metal stories straight from hell. Well, actually it's my car. Hello there, how you guys doing? Welcome back. Oh, wait a second. Let me turn that up real quick. Okay. Let's go, Dakota.
I've come the ladder just to fall and break and shatter every bone I've ever had. If there's a lesson to be learned, you get what you pay for. This isn't what you thought it would be.
I'm just vibing right now. This band, though, fucking insane. I mean, if Breaking Benjamin and Linkin Park had a baby, it would be definitely called Silent Theory, for sure. Alright, where was I? Hi guys, and welcome back to Metal Tripping. It's me, Alina, and I'm gonna take you guys on a new metal trip. And this one takes us to the United States of America. More specifically, Idaho. Yep, we're crossing the big ocean today. I'm gonna call Bob from Silent Theory. They released their new album, Hunt or Be Hunted, in May. You just heard their single, The Prize. I mean, it's fucking epic. You gotta check that one out. I mean, you just heard Dakota rapping, right? So tight. This guy is just so tight. I definitely need to ask Bob about Dakota's rapping skills and about how hard it is to record an album during a worldwide pandemic. How do you do that with all those restrictions and stuff? Another reason why I love this band so much and why I wanted to have them on my podcast is their effort to change the attitude and culture surrounding mental health. They've always been so open about that topic, and yeah, it's about fucking time for society to stop stigmatizing people who struggle with mental health, so that more people feel that they have somewhere to turn for help and that they shouldn't be ashamed to get it. Alright, so much for that. Let's call Bob. Make yourself comfy in my car. Enjoy the ride. I'm gonna call him right now. Hi.
There we go. Helps if you unmute.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for taking your time and doing this. That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, how are you guys doing these crazy COVID times?
Doing okay, all things considered.
Yeah.
Been able to stay productive doing studio work and that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah, I see around the socials, like a lot of like US bands like announcing shows again and festivals and stuff. That is really good to see and hear that at least some countries are opening up again. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's still kind of sparse as far as like where they're allowing concerts and stuff, but it is, trending in the right direction.
Yeah, but most importantly, congratulations. Your new album is out, Hunt or Be Hunted. It's an incredible album. Amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's so good. We're going to talk about that a little later on, but just for now, how's the reception been so far?
Oh, really good. Yeah, I mean, obviously, when we put the songs together, we really liked them, and it's been encouraging to see the feedback that we've gotten thus far.
Yeah.
We've kind of been slowly trickling some of the songs out over the last couple of years, just kind of keep people engaged and keep new content coming out. I mean, it's been really good reception so far.
Cool.
You like constructive feedback, but always looking for that as well.
Yeah, I saw a lot of like comments. You put out a new single as well, like The Prize, with a new video, and those comments are like all positive, and they were so excited about it. It's so cool to see. So right now, to get you like warmed up for what I have in store for you, I have some short questions that need fast answers. Okay, you ready?
I think so.
Okay, first one: circle pit or mosh pit?
Mosh pit.
Really good. Stage diving or crowd surfing?
Crowd surfing.
Last show you guys played before COVID?
Before COVID. I don't know if I remember that. We did play one show last August in Idaho, which was a state that never really kind of shut down fully.
Okay.
But we did play one show.
Okay, wow, long time. Last show you've been to before COVID, like as a visitor?
Ooh, that is a great question. I honestly don't remember the last concert I went to as a patron, but We do have tickets to go see Billy Idol coming up in a few months. I'm very excited to go see that.
Nice. Next question. Last metal song you heard in the car?
Shamefully, it was ours. I've been playing our CD on repeat.
Really good.
So.
That's fair enough. Best road trip you ever did as a band?
I think our first tour back in 2011 probably had the most memorable moments. It was the longest of the ones that we've done, but it was a good mix of like rough road experiences, so we could kind of get some of that under our belts, but also some really fun, just absurd touristy things, like stopping and seeing the world's largest Jolly Green Giant statue and just things like that.
Yeah, cool. Sounds good. The last two, 3 words that describe the sound of Silent Theory. That's a tough one. Just 3 words.
Heavy, melodic, and lyrical?
Yeah, I like that. I agree. And the last one, if you had to choose, would it be like theory or practice in general?
Practice. I'm more of a doer.
Okay.
I like to figure things out as I go.
Alrighty. Okay. So that were like the fast questions that I have for you. Yeah, let's talk about a little bit about your band history. Like, you guys formed in 2010. Am I correct?
Yes. So that was when we officially launched Silent Theory. Before that, Mitch and Scott for a little bit were in another band. And it kind of run its course, and then we, sat around and had that conversation of, do we want to keep doing this? Like, what direction do we want to go? And then we did. We decided to move forward under the Silent Theory banner, and then start writing some new songs. And then right as we were getting ready to go in the studio, we brought in George to play bass, and I moved to guitar. And we've just kind of been trucking ever since. We've gone through a couple singers, but we really think that we've found the one with Dakota. His lyrical contributions and he can rap, he can sing, he can scream. He's everything that we've wanted in a singer.
Yeah, the full package. And you guys almost like a family band, right? You got 3 brothers in.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I gotta ask about the band name, because Silent Theory is it's such a cool name. Like, what's the story behind it?
I really wish I had a better story for it. But it was a situation that when we decided to continue making music, we got together at our favorite Mexican food restaurant, and over the course of about 4 hours and a few pitchers of margaritas and stuff, we'd gone through just throwing out names and trying to, come up with different things. And at one point, because it was one of those where we'd come up with a name, we're like, oh, that's pretty sweet. We look it up, and they're like, well, there's 15 of those. Or, I don't really care for that one. And then I don't remember who it was, but somebody threw out the name Silent Theory, and it was one of those where it just kind of felt right. We didn't find any other bands on an initial Google search or anything, and so we're like, well, we'll just try it out and see how it goes, see how it feels. And here we are, however many years later.
I remember listening to the first song that introduced me to you guys was Alice, actually. And it was still just so haunting when I listened to it. And it got me curious, and I just looked up other songs and listened to other songs, and it was such a cool vibe. I always there's like a Breaking Benjamin vibe. I really dig that. It was so cool. But when you guys were starting out, did you know how you wanted to sound like which direction you wanted to go with Silent Theory?
A little yes, little no. Because we all have pretty diverse musical backgrounds. Obviously, there's a lot of bands that we share in common that we all really enjoy, but George, for example, likes to listen to a lot of blues and jazz and some stuff like that. I grew up listening to pop punk, a little bit of 80s and 90s country, and just a little bit of everything. And then I got into heavy metal, and that all kind of came together. But and so our influences are kind of across the board. But I think especially with Delusions, we really kind of started to hone it in, because a lot of the feedback we get on Dakota's performance, which I think is, it's really spot on, because some of his biggest musical influences were Linkin Park, Chevelle. He's really into everything that Maynard does. and stuff. And so we get a lot of that feedback. And so, I mean, it does kind of come through just in his lyrical writing and his performance and stuff like that. But definitely, you know, the bands like Breaking Benjamin and stuff like that, we really like the way that they're able to capture the really heavy feeling, but it's still kind of a pretty song. Like there's still like melody to it, and it carries it.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. So yeah, let's talk about the new album, 100 Be 100. The first thing that came to my mind, all right, or when I listened to it for the first time, I was like, yeah, it's a really like self-reflecting record, like, or confronting yourself and like facing your demons. So what are you guys haunted by, or maybe like hunting for? It's such a cool title for an album.
I think it's different for everyone, but they're like, intentionally or not, I don't really know. We've kind of always tended towards writing songs that have to do with like mental health and just like different like things that revolve around that. So like on this album, we approach it from a few different angles. So like, you know, there's a song like Before the Storm where like it's much more focused on like the opioid crisis that we have here in America and stuff like that. And then we have 6 Feet Under, which is kind of a dark song. It's a little bit heavy, but the whole lyrical content is just kind of coming from a place of frustration about like all the continual mass shootings that we have here in America. But we really we got some pushback on that one because, as I'm sure you're aware, like there is a very large contingent here in the U.S. that is very pro-gun for just the sake of being pro-gun. And so we got a little bit of pushback from some people like that were, you know, concerned that we were advocating for, you know, gun control and taking away guns and stuff. Okay. Really, like, that's not a conversation that we're interested in. We have thoughts and feelings on it, but at the same point, like, I own guns, George owns guns, like, whatever. What you do is up to you. But the problem that we have is that, like, we have this culture where we keep ignoring mental health and just pretending like it's not a thing. And then you end up with people who either think that, like, taking a gun into a crowd is either a good way to get attention or that it's the only way that they can express themselves. And so our focus through all of these different songs have really just kind of been like trying to help move the conversation forward about like what we could be doing about mental health and trying to normalize it a little bit, because I think it is something that, like, on some level everybody deals with, either situationally or long term, or, you know, it just but yeah, it is that is kind of, like I said, I don't know that it's intentional, but that's kind of been an ongoing theme with a lot of our songwriting.
Okay. So cool that you guys are opening up about mental health and the awareness about it, because it's so like you said, it's still such a no topic. Like, nobody really wants to open up, and I think our scene, like the heavy scene, is definitely making some progress, because they open up about it and make fear. Well, oh god, my English, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, I gotta confess. But it's so cool that bands are opening up about this whole mental health topic, because it makes them feel less alone. You know, when I'm listening to your songs, it's like, hey, there are people out there that feel the same things that I do, and maybe overcome the same things that I do. And it's so cool and a brave thing to do, but yeah, it's important to talk about mental health. So I think it's really cool you guys do that.
I mean, it's one of those that we kind of started doing that a little bit, and then, like, if you go through any of the comment threads on our YouTube videos and stuff like that, it's just, there's so many of those of like, oh, this song helped me when I was in this place, or like, and I think that really speaks to Dakota's songwriting ability, is like, all these songs mean something very specific to us. Yeah. But he's able to tell the story in such a way that people can apply it to what's going on in their lives, and like, it can really mean something important to everyone. And I think that is one of his greatest gifts as a songwriter.
Yeah. So how was that? How was the process, like the recording process? Did you record during the pandemic, or were there songs like before this whole chaos was settling in?
A little bit of both. I mean, to be completely honest, we really drug our feet a little too long with writing this album. We kept talking about it, never really started it. So we'd gotten a few songs recorded and had released a couple and had a few things, partially done. But with 2020 being the way it was, and we weren't able to tour and things like that, we really, hunkered down and made use of the time. There was, a few setbacks because we had a few dates that we had to change because of different, lockdowns and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it really kind of was a blessing in that regard. Was we were able to just focus on writing the music and just doing some stuff online to keep people engaged because we couldn't be out playing shows. But the whole process was definitely different than it has been in the past because, we typically are a pretty collaborative band. Like somebody will come up with, a piece of music or something like that, and then we'll kind of play through it or just, and work it out. And then Dakota's always writing lyrics. He's always got, a library worth of things in his phone. And so that's typically kind of our process, but this time was a little different. There was a lot more like voice notes and stuff like that sent back and forth on phone, like, yep, that sounds good. Or, just the feedback was a lot harder to attain. But Scott and Mitch really, I think they really carried the lion's share of the music this time around. Scott always does produce quite a bit of the music. That's one of his gifts. But with them being brothers and, kind of being on the same, like, pod, I guess, if you will, and doing family things together, like, they were able to collaborate quite a bit on the music.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. So you put out The Prize and Shaking Cages as singles before you released the album. And we talked about it before, but the rapping parts of Dakota, they are insane. It's so cool because it fits the song so well. I love that. And you kind of really hear like you said, the Linkin Park influence there. It's so cool. Yeah, such a good part.
That's one of the things that we really were drawn to when we first met Dakota. One, that he was like really, really weird, but in all the good ways, like it matched up with our weird, and so like, it was easy to be around. But yeah, he just, when he kind of let slip that like, oh yeah, I used to do like this little rap project in college, we're like, oh, could you tell us something? And we're like instantly blown away by it. And so we've kind of been pushing him gently since he came in the band to do more and more of that. We really exploited it on this album. But like Shaking Cages, I still am baffled by his talent. The first half of the second verse, I don't think it can be overstated how much I appreciate his talent in that particular section, because I think it came a little bit as part of like, there's an artist named Youngblood, and he's pretty talented, and he's being featured on a lot of people's music and stuff like that, but people are just like, oh, he sings, he raps, he screams, he's the film package. And I think there's Dakota was like, I can do that too. And so Dakota, intentionally, that rap section, he matched the tempo and the syllables or something like that. Either way, he matched it in a couple ways to Eminem's Rap God, like rap and stuff. And so like he went into it with a goal of like, I can do this stuff, and by God, he did it.
Yeah, I love the way it ends. Yeah.
I'm excited to play it live because honestly, like when you listen to the recording, it almost sounds like we just recorded him and then sped it up. But like watching him do it in person, still just like I will watch him when we practice.
Wow.
It just baffles me.
Yeah, cool. So cool. And what I recognize is that the piano is a huge part of this album. Like the opener, Advenari, it's Latin, right? Is it a Latin? Cool. Yeah, and you can
Latin for to hunt.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So the piano is like part of. You can hear it like in almost like every song. It's so cool. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, we've always really liked a lot of those instruments that, one, you don't traditionally hear in rock and roll, but two, that just really kind of add more of like an ambiance. Like we intentionally write songs that we can play without any backing tracks and that kind of stuff, because we think the songs should stand by themselves. But we really love having strings and piano and stuff like that in the songs, just to kind of, they just add that little extra element And I think some of that comes from, we're all pretty big fans of bands like Rush and stuff like that. And the organ and stuff. But it's one of those that not a lot of people are doing it, and we think it's a shame. Like it's a great instrument.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, we talked about the singles, like the writing process. What about the artwork? You see, like the cover of the album. It's an eye, like an eyeball, and in this eye, there's another person, like the reflection of another person, or mirroring another person. There's different ways to interpret that, right? That could be the hunter or the person that that owns the eye is hunting. So cool. I like that you keep that really open, that everybody can like identify with it.
And Scott is a graphic designer. He does a lot of our artwork and t-shirts and stuff like that. But for this time, Mitch really had a picture in his mind. He had a real direction he wanted to go with it, and we had just randomly come across a fan who had done like some fan art and stuff like that, and she was wildly talented. I think she's like 18 or 19 years old.
Oh wow.
So we reached out to her and basically commissioned her to do some artwork for us, and so Mitch kind of relayed his vision for what he was looking for, and then what you see is what she sent back to us, and I think it turned out really great.
Yeah. So cool.
And then there was a few other things, like the back cover is a still shot from the Shaking Cages video. Mm-hmm. And then the inside was just kind of a collage of different live shots of us that she kind of reinterpreted to fit the whole thing.
Yeah, so what's next for Silent Theory? Like, I saw that you have announced a festival show and a show for free. That is really cool. In June, in the beginning of June. Yeah,
just about a month away.
Nice.
We're going to do our official CD release party thing, and it's going to be a local show here in Idaho. But it's one of those, like, we really are grateful to our fans. Honestly, like, they're the only reason we're able to keep doing this. And so we've enjoyed a lot of success because of people supporting us, and so we wanted to do a little something to give back. And so one of the biggest things that we always get is that we don't play enough all ages shows because we have a pretty wide age group of fans and stuff, and so we made sure to do it in a place where we could do it all ages. We're doing it outside to be as safe as possible, but yeah, then we're doing it for free just because we want people to be able to come and enjoy the music.
So cool. Oh god, I would give everything to be there. It's like I'm missing live concerts, live music so much. Yeah, but we'll get there. And then you guys need to come to Europe, and you need to play Germany, and I'll be on every single show.
We are very interested in going. It actually kind of is a bummer because we were working with a promoter in the UK.
No.
Trying to work out like a short run of some sort when COVID happened, and so like we'll see. Like we're actively trying to get to Europe.
Yeah, fingers crossed for that. So yeah, before I let you go, I need another thing from you. This podcast is called Metal Tripping, so there will be a Spotify playlist for each episode, and on this playlist there will be the songs of the band. And right now I need some bands or songs from you that you're listening to while driving, like metal tripping bangers. But it can be everything, like some guilty pleasure songs maybe, or I don't know, some black metal. You choose.
Let's see. I always need to put something like Nothing More has been a band that I listen to quite a bit. I really, for the same reasons that I think people like our music, I think they should be listening to Nothing More because they write really heavy music with really intense stories.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, most recently I've been going a little nostalgic and listening to a lot of like My Chemical Romance and that stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I love My Chemical Romance. And then, just because I am really excited they're making their big comeback, Mudvayne. Like, because I resigned myself to the fact that they were never going to play together again. So the fact that not only are they playing, but we're playing a festival with them.
Oh my god, that's cool.
I am very excited to see them live again.
Yeah. Okay, and maybe some, I don't know, are there any guilty pleasure songs? Or, I don't know, some Katy Perry or Lady Gaga or something like that?
It's tough. I think Lady Gaga writes really
Yeah,
good music.
that was a bad example. I really dig Gaga as well, yeah.
Another one, like, she's kind of a Bob Dylan for me. Like, I like her songwriting. I don't really like her performance of the songs she writes. I think Taylor Swift writes really good songs, but I like it when metal bands play her songs because I'm like, oh, this is a good song.
Okay.
Yeah, I will give her credit. When she was still really young and coming out, I took a girlfriend at the time to go see her, and I will say she puts on a very good concert.
Yeah.
She's a performer.
Yeah. So maybe because of Dakota's rapping skills, some Linkin Park, or what are your bandmates listening to? Do you have any idea what they're listening to right now?
I don't. George is going through a weird phase where he's listening to a lot of heavy stuff, which is not normally his go-to. But he's gotten back into the gym and started lifting again, so...
Yeah, you need some heavy stuff for that. That's true.
Scott and Mitch both have, like, 2-year-olds right now, so I think they're listening to a lot of Paw Patrol and, things like that. But, yeah. I'm not really sure what they're all jamming to.
Okay, no, then we put the whole Silent Theory on that playlist. That's not a problem for me. Okay, so I think that's it. Everybody who's listening, you gotta check out Silent Theory. They put out a new album called Hunt or Be Hunted. It's amazing. Check that one out, and the music videos as well, and all the other songs. And you gotta share it with your friends, family, everybody, because they earned it so much. Yeah, support them and get the music out there. So, thank you so much again. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And hopefully I see you around, I don't know, someday, maybe when you come to Germany. Yeah, I'll be there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, greetings to the others. Stay safe. Alrighty, then have a great day.
You as well.
And we stay in contact.
All right, sounds good.
Stay metal. See ya.
Bye.
Ah, Bob, what a sweetheart. By the way, did you guys hear these strange peeping noises as well? If so, sorry about that. But more importantly, right now, go check out the Silent Theory. I know I just did that a few seconds ago, but check out their new album, Hunt or Be Hunted, and their other songs. Watch their music videos on YouTube, buy some merch, some CDs, just get the music out there. Show them some metal love, okay? Last but not least, check out the Metal Tripping playlist with Silent Theory on Spotify, and there you can find the band's favorite road trip songs we just talked about. Yeah, so yeah, I guess that is a wrap for now. The next trip gets us to the Ukraine. Hell yeah! And trust me, this is gonna be a heavy one. So stay tuned for the next episode. Right now, I'll give you another Silent Theory banger. This is their song Shaking Cages off their new album Hunt or Be Hunted. Turn it up, stay safe, and stay metal!
I guess the way I feel is the way that I felt before. High tide, salt in my gut, these are things that I can't ignore. But should I collapse in on myself like an iron core? Don't count me out just yet. Just yet. Just yet. Just yeah. I see a light on the horizon. This is do or die. The rope I grip is ripping off my skin, but I won't let it take my life. shaking cages till bars unbind us. Only worry if there's much of me left to bury. Let us settle in. I really underestimated all the decimated people living day to day, and then it hit me like a truck. I finally changed my limitation, trading mass assimilation for a better education. I was ignorant and devastated, rebel on my station, plotting every single way. I hope I took my medication. It's upsetting. I can see the overwhelming fascination. Armageddon's not the one you want, but it's the one you're getting. So bright. This well is stronger than it was before. I'm still afloat for now. Wow. I'm going to keep lighting fires till someone finds us. I'm sure it won't be long now. And I'm going to keep shaking cages till bars unbind us. Only worry if there's much of me